Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I was going to do getting back into research and the whys I will buy in the BPOs and what I was expecting, yada yada yada. However, being a Sunday night, which is generally the busiest night in EVE, currently there are 36,000 people online, and running around with billions of ISK in a cargo hold does not seem like a great idea. So today I'm going to be doing skill points instead. So as it currently stands, I have quite a lot of items and specifically skill points that I need to redeem. Now I have a nasty habit of being, again, rather lazy when it comes to this, and if I'm not careful, again, having quite a lot of accounts, these can end up expiring and me losing out. So thought it was best time I got this sorted, and as well in my character sheet as well, I've got 1.4 million skill points sitting here. And a lot of the time I'm quite happy just to let it sit here and gather because it's not really costing me anything to keep it here. However, it is opportunity cost because obviously, yes, I can use that skill point to instantly research some of the skills, but this character really doesn't need it, and most of the other characters on this account don't need it, so I'm better off turning this into actual ISK because, again, there's quite a lot of ISK sat here. And at the moment that ISK isn't doing anything, it's not working for me, it's basically in an account just sat, and at the moment with prices changing with Plex etc, that price is actually getting less day by day, slowly but surely, so the value is being eroded, so it's about time I did something. So as well as the 1.4 million skill points I've got in my character sheet, I also have an extra 805 skill points here, which I'm going to redeem and add to the current tally, bringing us to a grand total of 2.21 million skill points. So now I want to work out the value of each and individual skill point. Now you can do this several different ways, but I like to know how much it is per skill point. So the easiest way to do that is the following. So currently in the New Eden store, the skill extractors are, you get 10 for 1,120 plex. Now this is pretty much always the case, or it has been for as long as I can remember, so it's pretty easy. So 1,120 for 10. So I'm going to be doing the mathsy part offline and basically just running you through it as quickly as possible so people don't get too bored here, but basically always account for your tax. Obviously we can assume that we can buy it for this price, however you've got to add the tax to it, and the tax basically comes out to 28.4 million ISK, so it's not a tiny sum. Don't forget to include your tax. And so the reason we do this is we buy the Plex, we then buy the injectors on the store instead of off the market, and that is because, as you can see here, when we divide that figure by 10 it gives us 275 million ISK, which is cheaper than we can get it off the market currently. Now obviously you can get it somewhere in the region of 280,000, but again you would have to include tax, which takes it to 282 million. So for the 10 injectors we are saving in the region of 70 million ISK. So it's usually better to go into the shop and buy them directly instead of off the market. It's not always the case, but more often than not. And so now the last figure that we need is the skill injectors, and again the same thing here, do not forget to add your tax, because obviously we will be selling at the perimeter station to avoid as much tax as possible, but you are still going to have to pay tax. So I've taken a random item that I have in the trading tower next door in perimeter, typed in the current value at the lowest sell point, and that then gives me the 630 million ISK after it's taken my taxes into account. Bearing in mind yours may be different. So we've got 613, which is the cost of the skill extractor, and we know now the cost of the skill injector. So nice and simple, 613 minus 275 gives us, that's the total cost, and I want to work that out per skill point. We get 5,000 skill points in injector, so it is currently working out that the cost per skill point is currently 675 ISK. So all we have to do now is work out, I'll take into account how many skill points I've got and times it by the figure per skill point. So currently on this character sitting being unutilized. I've got 1.492 billion ISK. So let's get sorted. So you purchase these from the store. Buy now, thank you very much. Jobs are good, and they drop into your redeemable items. Now there is no reason ever that you should be doing this in Jitter, because obviously if you have them in your cargo hold you can be ganked. They are currently in my redeemable items, so I'm going to go over to Perimeter now. So now we're in the Tranquility Trading Center. We will grab the extractors, and now we can start extracting some of the skill points. Now I'm going to extract. Now the fun thing about this is it already has to be in a skill to be able to extract it, so basically I'm just going to extract from the advanced laboratory operations here, and then basically just add the skills back and just keep going like that. So here we are, I've got my injectors. I'm going to add these to the current pile of injectors that I have from doing a previous character, and yeah, let's get rid of these, shall we? So here we are. The price had dropped to 630. One person had put a sell order on for that amount and I wasn't willing to chase it down. I was quite happy to wait. So let's get this on. So that's 6.3. Now a lot of people are like, oh well, these can take ages to sell. Not really. Not in a generally okay market. There's what, 5,000 sold a day, and there we go, there's the first one even as I talk. So I expect these to fly off the shelves pretty much, and again, every so often if the price is tanking, then yeah, you may want to put smaller quantities on, but 10 isn't a great deal. That person's got 70, so obviously I'm quite happy as it is just to sit and wait for the 5 minutes it is for these to sell. So that was pretty quick. That took a grand total of 1 minute and 30 seconds, give or take, to sell all 10 extractors that I put on the market there. So I've got quite a few characters to be getting on with to get everybody all done and dusted and skill points removed. Now I won't do it from every single character I have, because obviously some of them it is handy to have skill points on, but again, having them sat around doing nothing is basically just, I'm better off having the ISK in my wallet so I can do something with it, because obviously I say as of late, over the last, well, year, obviously Plex prices have dropped and dropped, stabilized and dropped, and so at the moment that price, as I said, the value that my the skill points sitting there is currently eroding bit by bit, so I'm better off getting the money out, doing something with it instead of it just being sat there. Now obviously we can do this for the rest of the characters that I have, and bearing in mind not all of them are always in Omega state, but I still log them in every single day and I claim the free skill points. And the reason I do that is because each day you get 1,666 free skill points just for logging in and claiming, and that is really quick and easy to do. I have 35 accounts. Again, not all of them are active at once because it's very rare that I ever need that many accounts, but 1,666 skill points per day. If we times it by the amount that it is currently worth, I think that was roughly what we put it down at, is 1.1 million skill points a day. If I do that for all 35 accounts, that's 40 million ISK that I make every single day from literally just opening the login screen. So you can see here how that is quite easily scalable. You could do that for 100 characters, 200. I'm sure some people probably do it with 500 plus characters. It would, you know, it really does come out insane in the end. So yeah, you could be earning 500 million a day. Yes, it would be an absolute pain to do, but I'm pretty sure there are people nuts enough to do it and that have done it. And again, rake in 500 mil a day, do that over a month, you've got 16 billion ISK. So you don't even need to log into the game to be able to make ISK. And yeah, but it will take you 3-4 months to get there, and obviously then you can only extract 500,000 skill points. If you're doing that for a day, it will take 300 days, but it's not costing you anything to do. The skill points just sit there in your character sheet, and yeah, you redeem them when you get enough. Do it for enough characters, becomes worth it. Don't thank me all at once, but do use my redeem code if you are going to make an army of alts. It is much appreciated, and you will get 1 million free skill points every time you create a new account. So with that, thanks for your time. I hope that was useful and a bit insightful and gave you a bit of an idea of, again, what I was going to do today, or what I am doing today. It wasn't going to be the video. I will probably do the research one tomorrow. At the moment, I'm trying to bang out a video every single day for the next month, and any ideas, suggestions of things that you'd like to see, I am all ears. So with that, thanks for your time, and talk to you again soon.